What's good, ladies and gentlemen? This is the Listen Doctor ready to bring you guys a brand new story. Man, I got a story for you guys coming from out of the state of Louisiana. Someone in Louisiana sent me the story and they said, Doc, you have to talk about this, being that I am from Louisiana. They said, Doc, you have to talk about this. What's going on in New Orleans? What's going on in Louisiana with the crime rate and the way the murder rate is spiked. And I did a story on this already. This was going to be released before this one, but it's not going to get released before this one. This one's going to get released today or tomorrow, and that one's going to get released maybe Friday. So I can give you guys some more news by Friday. That's going to be like a follow-up. This one's going to be a follow-up, supposed to be a follow-up for that one, but nonetheless, I'm going to get into the story, man. And I wanted you guys, though, I'm going to talk to you guys about what I feel like should happen and what I feel like needs to happen in Louisiana, especially in New Orleans. Let's go ahead and get directly into the video without further ado, and I'll give you guys my thoughts.
Tonight, New Orleans is a city in crisis. Police are looking for leads.
Extremely violent crime wave.
The teenage boy is now dead.
Shot and killed overnight.
Dubbed the murder capital of the country.
They got us all again. They got you too. They almost killed me.
Top Story came to the Big Easy to investigate the violence. More than a dozen killings to start the year, picking up from an epidemic level in 2022.
In an American city, in the middle of the afternoon, in the parking lot of a grocery store, my son was killed.
Just 2 days before Christmas, Sherilyn Price learned her son, Brandon Montrell, was among the statistics. Police say the unintended target of a shootout. The 43-year-old comedian known as Boogie B on TikTok and on stage.
I'm at comedian Boogie B on Instagram. I appreciate y'all.
One of more than 260 people murdered in 2022.
I can't swallow the idea that I'd lose my child for absolute nothing, that nothing comes of it, that it's just another day, another number, and life goes on. Something has to change.
But change doesn't appear imminent. Car thefts have reached astonishing numbers. More than 500 stolen already this year, more than double the same time last year. More horrifying, carjackings, more than 270 last year. One gruesome case in March involved 73-year-old Linda Fricky. Surveillance video caught the midday carjacking. Fricky, caught in her seatbelt, was dragged to death, her arm severed from her body. All four suspects under the age of 18.
Do you want these teens charged as adults?
Absolutely. Another incident, one man resorting to throwing a pot of gumbo at his own car before jumping on the hood in an effort to stop it from being stolen.
If we don't get a handle on this now, I don't want to see how bad it gets during the summer.
Lifelong resident Lauren Trostorf, and owner of Vibrant Market along the Magazine Street shopping district, says when a truck plowed into her shop New Year's Day, police response time was agonizingly slow.
It took them 9 hours to arrive because apparently that night there was 3 cops on duty per shift in our district, and there apparently had already been 2 homicides since midnight.
Mayor LaToya Cantrell, whose administration has been plagued by allegations of personal scandals while facing a recall effort, listing what she says caused the situation on CBS's Face the Nation.
One, dealing with COVID-19, violence, everyone has guns. The ability or the lack of the ability to resolve a conflict without reaching and pulling a gun. Also, as it relates to accountability, people need to be held accountable across the board. And we're seeing results, I would say. We're moving in the right direction.
But many worry things are still headed in the wrong direction. Residents at a recent city council meeting focused on crime, voicing their frustrations.
The police gonna catch the carjackers, put them in jail, they get sent home, nothing happens. There's no consequences. They have to have consequences to their actions.
Earlier this month, the mayor announcing a violent crime reduction task force charged with making recommendations to improve the status quo with a 60-day deadline for results.
We're driving down the street. We have to be safe. So what is the plan? Is it part of the new task force to deal with carjackings?
We know the mayor announced the task force a couple of weeks ago. Is that going to be enough to really turn things around?
No one component is going to be enough.
City Council member Oliver Thomas leads the Criminal Justice Committee.
What has happened in New Orleans over the last few years that has gotten it to the place that it is today?
There are several contributing factors. We went from 1,300 or 1,400 police officers down to about 940 or 50.
New Orleans began enforcing a 9 p.m. curfew on kids 16 and under.
Thomas recalls what worked in the late 90s to bring down record crime, interagency agreements, federal intervention, and investments in the community.
Once it was stabilized, a lot of times those investments went away. If that had continued, you would have seen a safer city for a long time, and we would not be experiencing this explosion right now, period.
Whether it's hiring more officers or early youth intervention, the calls for new leadership are echoing loudly.
It's going to take quite the person to step up for the job, but we need someone to come in and clean up the city.
Some visitors remain blissfully unaware of the statistics,
And if we had a chance to do it all again.
seeking out the charm and culture of the city. But those who know it well, warning, unless real changes are made, few will be safe.
It can't be allowed. We have to stop accepting this. Because nobody's safe. You think you are until it happens to you. And trust me, you won't see it coming. You'll be minding your own business when you get some awful phone call.
All right, Valerie Castro joins us now live from New Orleans tonight, one of America's great cities. Valerie, it's so sad to kind of see that report and see what's happening there. The mayor's new anti-violence task force, you talked about it in your report. Have they been able to make any concrete improvements? Is there any data?
Well, Tom, we reached out to the mayor's office to find out what they are defining as trends in success. A spokesperson got back to us and says since the task force was created a couple of weeks ago, 30 abandoned vehicles have been removed from city streets. Broken streetlights have been fixed in areas that are considered high crime. But that doesn't seem to be doing anything to combat the murders. There was a man killed just yesterday afternoon.
You know, one of the things I took away from your report is when you spoke with that city council member, Oliver Thomas, and the stat he cited, there used to be 1,300 or 1,400 police officers. I guess this is before Katrina. Now we're talking about 940, 950. That's a stunning drop. Are they doing anything to recruit more police officers there in New Orleans?
And Tom, the city council says that they really need 1,500 officers to patrol the city. That is what they budget for. The city council passed the annual budget in December. It included several $1 million for recruitment and retaining those officers, but it remains to be seen if they can get those numbers back up. Tom?
Okay, Valerie Castro with a very important story tonight here in Top Story. Valerie, we thank you for that.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by
Let me give you the real now. Now, you heard what they said, the budget-wise and all that other bullshit. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys the input and really what's actually happening because I'm from that state. Let me tell you something. Right now, we have an epidemic of black leadership ruining cities. Now, I'm a great person to support people when they're right. I love them when they wrong. You know, when they right. I can't support you when you're wrong. And they have a guy by the name of P-Town Mo. He's a famous rapper from New Orleans, /DJ /entrepreneur. Great guy. Him and other several celebrities in New Orleans, Louisiana, was on social media talking about Mayor Cantrell. People coming at Mayor Cantrell for any reason, good or bad. People coming at her because of this, because of that, because of that. They stuck with Mayor Cantrell and said, at one point in their time, they said that every other white mayor had a chance to fuck up the city. Why can't, how they call her, why can't TD have a chance to do her thing? Right? Since all those white mayors was able to fuck up the city and all those other white mayors was able to do everything and get money and steal money, why are we coming down on her? Now, P-Town Mo is changing his stance on that, from what I heard, and saying that something needs to happen. He ain't saying she needs to get fired, but he's saying something needs to happen. I'm saying she needs to get fired. The people in New Orleans need to hold these people accountable for their fucking actions, because it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop. A guy by the name of Jason Whitland said that because of those cops up there, in Memphis beat up that guy and killed that guy, that 21-year-old guy who had a child. By I might say, they killed him. He said it was a single parent household problem, and I'm right there with you. Nobody want to talk about that. Nobody want to talk about the real. Why these kids out here doing whatever the fuck they want to do because they're afraid of their mama. Let's be honest. They parents are afraid of them. They can't tell their children nothing no more. You can't tell your children nothing no more because the state, the schools have made you afraid of your children. You can't even chastise your children no more. So these children are going out there doing whatever the fuck they want to do, right? The father's not in the household, right? The mama not in the household because when she's there, she's not there because she's worrying about bullshit on social media. She's worrying about love and hip hop. She's worrying about what Carly B is doing with her children. She's worrying about all this other shit, right? She's not there mentally with her children. She's worrying about what a nigga doing her, nigga cheating on her, nigga playing on her. That's what she doing, right? So these children are not getting the right discipline at home. Like I've been saying for years. Let's adopt what they do in Texas. Let's adopt what they do in Arizona. If your children are acting up and you ask your children go to jail, you get a fine for that. The parent get a fine for that. I think in Texas it's a $1,000 fine, $3,000 fine, $5,000 fine, $10,000 fine. That fourth time, your ass go to jail with your child. Let's adopt that. I've been saying it, but everybody act like they don't hear it. Let's adopt that. It will change. You hear what the people said. This is what's happening. This is why these children are keep going back and forth to jail. Because you put them in jail and nothing happens. Listen.
But many worry things are still headed in the wrong direction. Residents at a recent city council meeting focused on crime, voicing their frustrations.
The police gonna catch the carjackers, put them in jail, they get sent home, nothing happens. There's no consequences. They have to have consequences to their actions.
I'm with her on that. But how about giving the parents consequences on their actions? By not raising their motherfucking kids. And I get it. Like I said, it starts with the fucking parent. But it starts with the government taking out of y'all head. Y'all feel like y'all cannot be parents and chastise your children the way y'all want to chastise them because the government or the fucking people want you to say, you gotta do this, put them in timeout. That shit don't work, my nigga. It don't work. Putting them in a corner, that don't work. It does not work. Taking a shit from them does not work. These children today don't give a fuck about none of that. Half of them don't give a fuck about getting ass whoopings. They don't care. So what do you do to solve the problem? Like the man said, before Hurricane Katrina, when Hurricane Katrina happened, we had a 9 o'clock curfew for anybody that's over 14. A 9 o'clock curfew for anybody that's over 14. So what, you telling me you want to have that curfew no more? Nobody's doing anything to make that curfew relevant again? Like I said on the last video, as a kid in New Orleans, you have nothing really to go to after you get out of school. Half of the time your mama not at home, your parents not at home, you get off of school. When I was a kid, we got off to school, went straight to Canal Street. See somebody that we was beefing with at school, we get in a fight, a scuffle break out, somebody gets shot, that person wind up dying. That's what's happening in New Orleans. You know what they doing right now in New Orleans? Celebrating Mardi Gras, carnival season. But what they ain't doing, solving this problem. While we are still the country murder capital, I want y'all to hear that. The the country murder capital. Not state, country. Meaning the whole fucking United States. We are the murder capital, Louisiana. And then people wonder why I don't go home. People wonder why I don't go down there. People wonder why I don't leave my comfortability to go to Louisiana and go visit New Orleans. Because of that dumbass shit. You get mad at me from calling the shit out. Don't get mad at me. All these carjackings, all these murders in this fucking month. The year just started. The year just started. It just started. Killing after killing. Murder after murder. Broad daylight murders. Cops right there. They don't care no more. These young kids, 12 people killed. 12 people killed. Before the year even broke. Like before the 12th of the month, they had 12 people killed. More than 12 now killed in this year. It's just January. What happens when it gets to be February? What happens when it gets to be June? When everybody out of school. And nobody has nowhere to go. Huh? What happens then? This year, 569 auto deaths so far. That number went up because this story came out 5 days ago. So looking at the correct number of how many carjackings has been, the correct number is 620 carjackings. 620. The year just started. We are at a critical moment where being right is wrong. Having an opinion is wrong. Sticking on your gut and not let nobody deter what you feel is wrong. These children are out of line. Robbing, killing, breaking into cars at a high number. And we just allow it. You go by a regular day. We go by a business. Don't make a fuss. The people who do go make a fuss at these city hall meetings, they want to put these people out. They want to kick these people out. They want to tell these people they can't come in here and say what they gotta say. You should be able to go to your city hall meeting and speak up like this young lady said. Listen to what she said again. Listen to what she said again.
Direction, but many worry things are still headed in the wrong direction. Residents at a recent city council meeting focused on crime, voicing their frustrations.
The police gonna catch the carjackers, put them in jail, they get sent home, nothing happens. There's no consequences. They have to have consequences to their actions.
Earlier,
this new police chief, this female police chief, she's been there, what, 2-3 weeks now? She needs to get fired as well. You fix crime cameras, but it's still happening. You found 26 abandoned cars. Oh well, whoop-de-doo. It ain't solving the problem. It ain't stopping people from breaking into cars. It ain't stopping these children from beating old women up, killing them. It ain't stopping them from robbing someone. But you want us to be happy that you got a couple of cars back. Whoop they fucking do. You want a cookie for that mayor? How about your bitch ass go in the city of New Orleans and put your feet on the ground and talk to these children? Ask these children, what do y'all want? What do y'all want from us as y'all city councilmen or as y'all mayors? What do y'all want from us? Y'all want city centers? Y'all want a place y'all can go to after school? How about not spend all that money that we spending on them dumbass beans? How about not spending all the money that we spending on dumbass coconuts that y'all paint for Mardi Gras? How about not spending all those money on that dumbass float that y'all use every year for Mardi Gras? How about not spending all that money on that dumbass city that y'all use to have people come here, get drunk, fuck up our city, and go home? How about not spending all that money on them dumbass outfits y'all make for Mardi Gras? How about not spending all that dumbass money y'all spend on dumbass shit for no reason in the city? And I understand it. It's no reason, right, Doc? The city has to go through Mardi Gras because that's how we make our money as a city. That's how we get income as a city. We are a tourist city. So we need people to keep coming to our city and all that shit, right? But that's why the city's so fucked up. Because if y'all putting so much effort into that, where's the effort going into solving this problem? Where's the effort into solving the city? One city is the murder capital of the country. This is sad. And I know you guys gonna come here, you're gonna talk your shit, you're gonna say whatever. But none of you motherfuckers is going through what these young mothers going through burying their children. These parents need to be held accountable. These parents need to be held accountable. You lay down and had a child, you need to be held accountable for your actions. For your child's actions. When Tammy was living, everywhere we was, she knew I was at all times. I didn't play. I wouldn't play no games with Tammy. Hey, mom, I'm by a friend and I'm not there. No, ain't no playing no games. We need that again. We don't have it. And maybe it's the city not giving the parents they dues, let them be parents. Or maybe it's just the kids now, they know that their parents can't chastise them. Their parents can't tell them nothing. My little nephew, keep giving my sister hell. Keep giving my little sister hell. With her giving him hell at school, at home. Because he knows his mama can really do so much. She can't do him nothing. She can't chastise him like she want. Because the cities and the governments have gave these children the rights to say, I don't gotta do what you say, mama. I can do whatever the fuck I wanna do. And that's why you keep seeing these shootings. That's why you keep seeing these crime rate go higher and higher. And the year just started. They about to break. They gonna break the record from last year murder rate. On the rate that they gone. This is very motherfucking sad. And I, for one, am encouraging everyone in New Orleans, everyone in Louisiana, to stand up, go to your city hall meetings, get this lady out of office, man. Get Mayor Cantrell out of office. It's been scandal after scandal, scandal after scandal, shit after shit. Get this lady out of office, bruh. Get the police chief out of office, bruh. Put some people in this city who wanna fucking work. They on the story that I'm bringing out for Friday. I'm putting that story out Friday. That one is crazy. They tell you that they have about 45 officers who already are online to being officers, but they haven't got hired. I think it's 300 more officers who are already in the camp, already in training, ready to be hired, and they haven't been hired. A stack of fucking applications on the fucking desk that they haven't filed yet. For what reason? They were waiting on the money to get there. The money's there, and they still haven't hired these people. Black people, black young men, black family members, black mothers. Encourage your children to do something different with their life. Stop telling them that they have to be basketball and football players. Stop telling them that because we saw what happened with the player from Buffalo, Damar Hamilton, when he got injured and he might not be able to play football ever again. He died on the football field and they had to bring him back to life. That can happen to your child. Tell your children to be something better than that. Go to college and get their education so they can be doctors. Come back to their neighborhoods and be police officers and help their city. God, I wish I would have been able to do that. I can't be a cop no more with my body. My legs all fucked up with iron in my legs. But I wish I would have had a chance to do that. Stop letting the peer pressure of people telling you you can't be an officer. We get mad that there's no officers who represent us, right? But then we can't say that now because the cops that killed that guy was black. 5 black officers killed that black guy, so you really can't say that no more now. That is going away. You can't say that no more. But start being police officers and take back your communities. I got a way to get dinner started. I wanted to go ahead and get the story out here though because it was on my mind and I really wanted to talk to you guys about this because it's really, really relevant and it needs to be spoken about, that this is what's going on in the city of Louisiana, city of New Orleans. And I really, really, really wish that we can get it solved. But when can we? And how can we? And what should we do? What should be our next step? I'll talk to you guys when I see you. I am the Listen Doctor. You can catch every story like this on the channel, Listen Doctor Radio. And you can go to the podcast over there at the Anchor Radio and check us out as well. We come over here and we stream on both channels. But I love you guys. Continue to keeping your family safe. Keep yourself safe. And don't be a statistic, man. Don't wind up a murder statistic. Keep yourself safe. If you got a weapon, keep it on you at all times. Protect yourself. Protect your family. Because I am and I will. I see you guys when I see you. Peace.